Normal screen versus CinemaScope screen. Which one should you actually buy? Now in our last video, we spoke about how we did one installation with a 2.35:1 screen, which is also referred as the CinemaScope screen. And in that video, we came across a lot of questions wherein people asked, should you really buy 16:9 or is 2.35:1 the best format for home theater purposes? So we thought, why not dive into this topic and create a special video talking about the advantages and disadvantages of both these screens. What is it that you will win in CinemaScope? What is it that you will lose also in CinemaScope? So let us try and cover this in our today's video. Now the first factor to differentiate between a 16:9, which is a normal screen, versus a 2.35:1, which is a CinemaScope screen. Now both these values are actually the aspect ratios, and that is what the first factor is. Now 16:9 screen, let's say for a 100 inches diagonal size, gives you an image of 87 inches width by 50 inches in height. Whereas the same diagonal size in a 2.35:1 format or a CinemaScope screen is 92 inches in width and 39 inches in height. So this tells us that CinemaScope screen are more wider compared to a 16:9 format, whereas the 16:9 format screens have more height in comparison to the CinemaScope screen. Now the second factor to differentiate between these two types of screen is obviously the content, because content plays a very important role in understanding that what type of screen should you really buy. Now most of the content worldwide is shot in various formats and there is no standard rule. So that's why you will see a lot of games, sports, live news channel, TV serial, even the live reality shows all being played in 16:9 format. But when it comes to movies and web series, lot of content is now available in CinemaScope format, which is the 2.35:1 format. Now if this was about the content, let us also understand that what formats does the most content player support. Now for instance, if you are looking to buy a Tata Sky or any set-top box connection, they are going to be available only in 16:9 format. Similarly, if you are going to connect a Blu-ray player, Apple TV, Fire TV Stick or even an Nvidia Shield TV Pro, all of this will work primarily only in 16:9 format. Only for some high-end players like Zedo Media Player, you have an option of locking the screen at 2.35:1. We are still waiting for some media players like Apple TV to release their new OS which supports 2.35:1 locking as well. So for movie buffs who are creating theater rooms and are going to use the localized content or the Apple TV as a primary source of content, then in that case you can still look for the CinemaScope screen formats. But for others, 16:9 will always be the go-to screen format. Now the third factor has got to do more with the immersive experience that any of these screens can deliver. Now obviously what we learned from the aspect ratio is that for 100 inches 2.35:1 screen, the width is more. Now when you have a more larger width for your viewing experience, the immersion levels are going to be far more higher than what you will get with the normal screen with bigger heights. Now the fourth factor is about black bars, which nobody likes to see, especially when they jump from a small size TV to a big projector screen size. Now when you multiply your screen size, you definitely start noticing the black bars, and especially when you're going for a 16:9, which is also referred as the letterbox format, and you're watching a movie on it, then you will see the black bars on the top as well as at the bottom. Currently even on your TV, you will notice them, but only thing is the TV sizes are small. When you multiply them to 4 times onto your projector screen, they become very visible and you don't want to waste that extra space on the screen. But whereas if you go for a 2.35:1 screen, which is the CinemaScope screen, for movies you're fully taken care of, but when you play or use it for your movies or live sports event, then during that time you will have the black bars on the sides, that is on the left hand side and the right hand side. Now the fifth factor is very important, because without this you will never be able to use any projector screen, because we are talking about the projectors. Now projectors worldwide are available in 16:9 format, right from the easy ones that we buy on Amazon all the way up to a 10-15 lakh rupees projector that is sold offline, especially from higher and premium brands. Now most of these projectors have got 16:9 format support to play any content, right from movies to the games as well as to your IMAX movies. Now in all the cases, what is going to happen, as we learned, is that the black bars on the top and the bottom will keep reducing or increasing their size. On the other hand, if your primary objective is only a movie experience, then in that case, the CinemaScope screens would require projectors which have got two features. One, which is the lens memory or a lens preset support, or secondly, it needs to have a support to connect an external anamorphic lens which will adjust the screen's aspect ratio or lock it at 2.35:1. Now the next factor is about the room size and the screen wall dimensions. Now as we know, for the normal screens, even a compact room can work fine because the width and the height are pretty much good enough to accommodate a good immersive experience. But in case you want to go for a CinemaScope screen, then you will definitely need a wider screen wall, as well as the room size needs to be bigger to create that immersive experience. Now the last factor where it all boils down to is the cost and convenience. Now undoubtedly, when it comes to cost and convenience, the normal screen, that is 16:9 format screen, will always win because you have projectors starting from a very entry level all the way up to premium models supporting this format. Even the screens are very cheap to buy, and any media player or any content player that you decide to buy will always have the format support of 16:9. But when it comes to CinemaScope, that is where the cost will start adding up, because you will have to spend extra money for projectors which offers lens memory, or you'll have to buy accessories like anamorphic lens, or you'll have to spend a little extra money on the media players that give you the access of locking the screen at only 2.35:1. And for all of this, you will need to rely on a professional installer to take care of this CinemaScope movie experience for you. Now I hope that this video gives you the clarity as to which format of screen should you go for in your cinema rooms. And in case you need a little more help on selecting the right projector and screen for your home theater room, then don't forget to check the link that is shared in the description as well as in the pinned comment. Till then, I Tanmay Mehta, your home cinema consultant or home theater wale bhaiya, will see you again in my next video. Until then, if you need anything in AV, simply tap AV.